A former East versus West champion Todd Hutchings believes that Evgeny Prodnik will defeat Devon Larratt in their rematch. Hello arm wrestling fans, in this video we will discuss Travis versus Hermes cancelled, Engin Terzi versus RVJ, Oleg Zok may never be the same again, King of the Table 10, all super matches have been announced, and finally Todd Hutchings comments about Devon Larratt, David Dadikian and Evgeny Prodnik. So let's start. Travis Bagent announced in his latest live stream that he will not be arm wrestling Hermes Gasparini anymore on the left arm at East vs West 12 on April 20. The reason being, when he practice pulled with Hermes Gasparini at East vs West 11, it was just an air practice pull, they were just having fun, but Travis did not like what he felt in Hermes Gasparini's hand. He took all of the advantages that he could and still he couldn't do anything with him. So the match has been officially called off by the Beast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was already like amazed from that you are the guy, then to find out you're not the guy, and then for me to be wondering why I didn't already know this is amazing too after that. So it all sets in. Even Paul Lynn looked absolutely huge to me.
Well, it's not so much disappointing to me because as we have already discussed on this channel that the possibility of this match happening, the possibility of Travis Bagent showing up on April 20 was always less than 1%. And you can clearly see how frustrated even Hermes Gasparini was. He basically grabbed Travis from the back of his neck and asked him the reason why did he make a false promise. And to be honest, yes, Travis was feeling really uncomfortable there. It was kind of sad to see that, but Travis deserved that. To get his die-hard fans so much excited about his comeback and then giving them disappointment and frustration, it's not the best thing in the world. And also in one of the earlier podcasts, Travis was saying in a very serious tone that he has already signed a contract with WL. Well, initially he also sounded serious about this Hermes Gasparini match, so we kind of never really know when he's joking and when he's serious. So let's move on to the next big news. Engin Terzi versus RVJ. There was some unsung, unheard of, unspoken of beef between these two, which seems to have settled now. Engin Terzi was doing a live stream right after East vs West 11 and somebody reminded Engin that RVJ was really appreciative of this event and he really enjoyed that. Engin responded by saying this.
Yeah, I know that Rob, I'm sure Rob respect me, I'm sure. I also respect him. Yeah, I would love to see Rob Vigent. Anytime he's ready, I'm right here, to set him a match,
And RVJ also said a couple of weeks ago that he will be willing to go back to East versus West. So the small differences that may have been between these two guys are settled now. And towards the end of this live stream, Engin also said that just an apology can fix some things. I don't think he was talking about RVJ because by the way he was talking about it, it already looked like he had no problem with Rob. So was the apology offer for Ryan Bowen to settle all the differences? I guess we'll never know.
I'm not against anyone. And if there are some people who did wrong, it is only up to one apology and then things may be better.
When Coach Ray was interviewing Oleg Zok, I heard a very unfortunate piece of news in that interview. Oleg said that during the accident in 2019, his hand got broken. So until this time, everything was kind of okay. We already knew about that. But he said since that injury, he had to completely change the way of his training. He didn't like that, but he's doing whatever he can to stay at the top level, to get as much strong as he can with that new changed style of training, which isn't his ideal way of training. Maybe that is the reason why Oleg has not been able to return to his peak shape despite being arm wrestling for 3 years now after his injury, and he may never be at that shape. That's kind of a disheartening news for the Oleg Zok fans. So please mention in the comments if you think this analysis is correct. I hope it isn't. King of the Table 10, the legacy continues. $20 pay-per-view, the last day to get a chance to get a free trip to Dubai, all expenses covered to watch King of the Table events ends today. So for that you have to purchase the $70 yearly membership. King of the Table returns to you live from Dubai in its 10th edition featuring Reno Masic vs Bacho Saginashvili, Auden Larratt vs Etienne Waite, Tobias Sparong versus Wagner Bortolato left arm, Lachlan Adair versus David Arabuli, Raymond Slepinch versus Rob Kirstendijk, Matt Mask versus Derek Smith. So let's talk about these matches one by one. Reno Masic versus Bacho Saginashvili. We already know Reno's level, but we have no idea about Bacho Saginashvili. As soon as he competes, we will get to know what are the so-called qualified opponents to arm wrestle him. Is the John Brzezinski match a viable thing? This match is going to tell us all. Auden Larratt versus the Arm Wrestling Whisperer. Devon said that the Arm Wrestling Whisperer is really strong, but still he believes that Auden is a slight favorite. Auden just turned 19. He's still very young. He has a ton of maturation still to do. He is nowhere even close to where he's gonna end up. However, his growth is very apparent. He's been around arm wrestling since he was an infant. Auden said this about this super match. I have wanted this match for as long as I've been serious about arm wrestling. I idolize him so high in the world of arm wrestling. Some people are going to say, including me, that their level is not high enough to be on a King of the Table stage, which makes some sense. But then these are popular guys. Some guys may be jealous because Devon Larratt's popularity is getting his son a super match at such a big stage, but that's what happens in real life. Let's say a businessman's son is going to get a head start when he tries to do any business in his future. And poor guys can just complain about it. But that's the way of life. I don't see anything being wrong about that. Tobias Sparong versus Wagner Bortolato left arm super match. We want to see more matches from Wagner on the left arm. But is he going to be able to compete in 1 month from now? Because we can see on his Instagram that he is seriously injured from the Matt Mass super match. Yes, this is a right pectoral injury, but is he going to be able to train till then? Is he going to be in the shape to be able to defeat Tobias Sparong, who top rolled Archer Morozov in 1 round? I don't think he will be. As of now, he hasn't announced any cancellation of this match, but the injury looks serious and I'm not sure how strong he can be on match day. But my suggestion would be, if that match falls apart, then I think Tobias Sparong can compete against Reno Masic on the left arm. Reno can compete both left and right, and that would solve the problem without increasing the funds required to organize this event. Lachlan Adair versus David Arabuli. This match was announced out of nowhere. I have no idea who the favorite in this one is. Raymond Slepinch versus Rob. Rob is the son of Dr. Mark, who owns Vidacell, so maybe that's why he's getting a match here. But I've heard that he was stonewalling everyone in one of the recent tournaments. So maybe he is at least at the level of Coach Ray, if not slightly higher. Then we have Matt Mask versus Derek Smith right arm super match, also announced out of nowhere. Derek won his last super match, but we want to see more matches from him. And also, Alex Kurdecha was also trying to get a super match against Georgi Svetkov at the same event, but Georgi wasn't ready. Finally, we have Todzilla Todd Hutchings with 2 somewhat controversial statements. One before his super match with Dadikian and the other one after his super match with Dadikian. So before the match, Todd Hutchings said Prudnik is going to defeat Devon Larratt. Let's listen what he really said.
You know, if I watch the Prudnik-Devon match, Prudnik's got him here, then he comes back up. You know, Devon gets into this. If someone's king's moving, you don't let him back up. You just keep constant pressure on him. I think if Prudnik pulls Devon again, he beats him.
So as you just heard, even Engin was shocked to hear that. But maybe there is a reason behind that. It's easy to say that Devon was only 115 kilos when he faced Prudnik and now he's much stronger, which may be true. But even at that time in November 2022, everyone was saying that this is by far the strongest Devon Larratt that has ever existed, irrespective of his weight. And Prudnik forced that Devon Larratt to go under the table. Nobody else was able to do that. And the second reason could be, no one has defeated Todd Hutchings as easy as Evgeny Prudnik did. Even this super strong version of Devon couldn't do to Todd what Prudnik was able to do. I mean, Devon can clearly defeat Todd 3-0, but maybe not as fast as Prudnik did. So that's why Todd believes that Prudnik is really strong. And if we remember correctly, Evgeny was telling Engin Terzi secretly, which Engin kind of leaked publicly later on, that he was planning on developing an outside move, sort of a mini King's move to defeat Devon Larratt at his own game. That was his strategy plan. Maybe it is going to add to his arsenal and make him even more difficult for Devon to beat. But still, especially now when Prudnik's right elbow is still recovering from the injury, it seems a very far-fetched dream for Evgeny Prudnik. Although he also said recently that he's going to beat Devon Larratt in a rematch, but that doesn't sound likely as of now. And after the Dadikyan super match, Todd Hutchings said that the power level that he felt from Dadikyan was similar to his own power level, and he believes that Prudnik is going to defeat Dadikyan without much problem. So I thought that Todd would be more appreciative of the fact that Dadikyan was able to defeat Todd Hutchings in a hook, in a deep stopped hook right in the center. This is something that nobody was able to do. But Todd didn't really talk about that in that way. But still, he has faced both of them and he has lost to both of them. He got one win over Dadikyan, but no wins over Evgeny Prudnik. So maybe he has a point and he knows what's up. But that sounds strange that Prudnik can defeat Dadikyan without much problem. Well, he did beat Dadikyan on Dadikyan's stronger arm and on his own weaker arm. So maybe Todd's right, because the roles are going to change when they're going to face right-handed. Mention your thoughts in the comment section. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.